Oh, hang on a minute. I think we might have a token. Yeah. G'day folks, this is the Copy Bush Kid in Central Vic, and I'm up in the Pineys, or what used to be the Pineys. Now I've got some stuff up where I am, though I bet you can't pick where I was, and if I didn't know where it was myself I wouldn't pick it either. But I'm working on the theory that of course they've cut down all the trees and they've sort of graded over the stuff and moved earth, and so there's got to be something that's come up to the surface. And I've got some steel and so forth, but look at those numbers. Those numbers. Is that going to be a token for us? Oh, love that. Well, without mucking around too much longer, let's find out, hey? Oh, there we go. Oh, you have to excuse the sniffles. It is hay fever time. And anyway, detectorists sniffle. Listen to the lot of us. We all sniff. Still in the hole. Right. How far down? Oh, it's just in around there. Oh, excuse the sniffs. We'll get rid of that. Without going too much further and wildly. Listen to how it peters out all there. But we are just in there. That does sound token-esque, doesn't it? There we go, that should... Oh, no, yes, maybe. What have we got? Let's see. Oh, not in there. Oh, gee, sniff. That looks a bit big for a token. Doesn't it? What the hell have we got? Oh, excuse me. Well, that's a cog for winding. What an unusual piece. Gave us a really good signal. Oh dear. Well, I don't know what that is. I know it's got those gears and they're shaped that way so there's a ratchet in there and it stops it coming back undone. I can tell you that. I can tell you that for nothing. The rest you'll have to pay for. No, I don't know what it is. It's a big piece of brassy stuff. But we'll take it anyway. Let's see what else we can find. Knew I should find something up here. I have moved the leaf litter, but I certainly haven't touched it. There we go. That's not a 20-cent piece. You can see someone sitting there. And maybe something there. Let's have a clean up and we'll find out what it is. Oh, hang on a minute. I think we might have a token. I think we might have ourselves a halfpenny token. You ripper. We are back. Sorry if there's any wind noise. I don't know how we'll go with the looking of this. But across the top there, above the lady sitting down on the rock, it says Tasmania. And the date down the bottom is 1857. And when we turn it over, I think it's Friedman, and he was a pawnbroker in what looks like might be Argyle Street. I'm tipping that's probably Hobart or Hobart Town, but I do not have a pawnbroker halfpenny. In fact, I do not have any pawnbroker tokens at all. So we got it here. It was sort of, you know, it was enough for me to scrape the debris off the top there, and I could see it sitting on the side. So I thought, yoo-hoo, this is going to be a halfpenny. But to have a halfpenny pawnbroker token, and like, you know, there's the ute. Once upon a time we would only been able to see flashes of white, but that's all bloody harvested. So I think it was a good idea for me to come up here, see what I can find. There's a couple more spots where I have found coins previously that I'm going to see whether the bulldozers have brought anything else up to the top. In fact, I can tell you there's a pile of bloody pine there. Just around the corner is a mate's grandfather's place, and so somewhere along there I got a groat. So you can bet your life I'm going to be going back looking to see if I can find another groat. Anyway, the day's already good because a token has come to light. We'll keep going. 1920. I have seen it. I haven't cleaned it up or anything. But for dramatic reveal, shall we move this? Plonk. That, I'm going to say, though the numbers are fairly low, I reckon that's a gold weight. And that's always good to find. So let's clean it up and we'll see how much we got. I reckon probably half an ounce. Let's see how good I am. Oh, with a sniff, we're back. Half ounce. I haven't seen one with writing like that on it before, but that's... Gee, they come up well. Now that's just with a brush. You've seen how I brush. Like burnished it with its patina. And yes, that's hay fever you can hear in full action. Anyway, gold weight. Always, always great to find. Love finding them. And that's another one to the collection. Let's keep going. It would be that. A piece of lead. Look, where are we there? Piece of lead. Alright, let's keep going. But it's got to be something good. No, it doesn't. It can be a bloody Coke bottle top. That'll be a 2-cent piece, won't it? Yep. A bloody 2-cent piece. Yep, in the middle of the scrub. You can see there. Put on the trusty knee. It is a teaspoon or a mustard spoon. And it's a little bit flash. Look at that. Wow. Is it part of a bearing? Is it in fact it's a heavy gauge napkin ring, if that's what it bloody well is? Anyway, you have a thumping good signal. That's all brass. Nice bit of work. Don't know what it is. And down here I got a long 2122 signal. I'm going to say a long one. Yep, a long one. Look at that piece of turning. Almost like I'm back on the lathe. is, there we go, we'll do it that way. It's a magnificent piece of turning. Nice bit of taper. Bronze or brass, something of the likes. That's a nice piece. Either I'll keep it or Andrea will get it. Something will happen to it, but it's coming home. Glorious. 200-year-old. 1806-ish. A few years after that. Anyway, that's a cool find. We found it. It was in the ground. So we'll keep moving. Well, I wasn't really going to show it, but I got a musket ball. Hang on. Let's do this. I got a musket ball. And when I closed in the hole, it appeared I had 2 of them. Now look at them against my thumb. They are big buggers. They'd bloody make a hole in if they went through. And believe me, they would go through. They would go through and out the other side. But they're 2 unfired musket balls. That's pretty cool. As long as you're not on the receiving end. Well, I'm out in the Pineys again. Over there's the ute. Over there somewhere's where I got the token. I've been in a few different spots. And there's the dam. We've got a 1719 signal that just sounded persistent. So, oof, down in there, we got that. Now that is a belt buckle. I'll tell you right now, this would have been the cheapest of the cheap. It is very thin, very flimsy, and it's got something on there. Don't know what it is. I reckon it could be a pad or something like that off a cricketer. We'll clean it up and we'll find out what it is. Right, we are back. Regardless of what the quality is, I'm going to say this is actually a cricket belt buckle, because that is a set of stumps, set of wickets. You can see the joint in the top for the bails and the more solid ground there, but that's the manufacture of that. It's pretty bloody amazing, yet it's still kept together. But I've never seen one like that. And, oh, it's actually got writing on it. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to look that up later. Don't know what it says. Well, hey, we've lost it. Don't know what it says, but there's certainly an S and an O and maybe another S, like Sesso or something. Anyway, that is a pretty cool find, and that is a set of wickets. Maybe that was for a wicket keeper. Who knows? Anyway, we'll keep going. Heading back to the ute to take my jumper off down there in that hole. 21, 22. Thinking, yeah, this is good. Well, there's what we got. Like, it's caked in mud and stuff. I reckon there's a pattern on the back there, but that is definitely a pattern there, and I reckon it could be off a watch. It's fairly thick. Anyway, we'll see what that looks like when it's all cleaned up, I dare say. But I need to get to the ute to get me bloody jumper off. I'm melting. I'm doing all right up here. I just spotted this as I was about to start filming. So that I'm going to tell you right now is probably the bowl of a set of scales. And the reason I say that, A, it's copper. But see that little hole there? That would have been where one of the chains, one of the 3 chains went through it. Potentially, they measured or weighed gold in that. But there's bits of broken glass and crockery and everything like that. And down in this hole, I actually got as far up as 39, and usually I don't bother with those, but just sometimes 39s go, hey, you really should dig me. And Yep, sometimes you really should. That is thick. That's very, very thick. A lot of weight. We'll clean it up and actually see what we've got. Now, usually these are pieces of horse tack. You know, the nice brass bits on the harness and so forth. This one, I cannot see any sticky outy bits that you bend over to hold it to the leather. Can't see any of those. Can't see any marks on it either, because one day I do hope to find one that's got writing on it, or initials of someone or something. This one's got none of it. Very unusual, and it's just heavier than what I normally get. I wonder if this one did come from a box or something, because I always reckon that these would be great to make a box, mount them in, keep your tools or your special bits in. Oh, it'd be brilliant. Anyway, that's a bloody good find. We'll keep going. Now, I got a signal that was flipping, 15, 20, but, sort of 19, 18, 17. Here it is. Piece of steel. Okay. There we go. Kathleen up on my knee. Piece of steel. See the star on it? I think we need to clean that up. There's probably writing around the back of that too. There we go. No writing, just a pattern. Very beautiful though. I've not come across anything like that before. So that is a little ripper. We'll take it and keep going. Right, the wind sprung up, so hopefully it doesn't give us grief. In there, shallow signal. Or let's say 17 to 19, enough to get your attention, screaming at you. And I got that. I reckon that that will be the bottom of a candlestick. Very, very heavy. But look at the casting work. That's beautiful. I think that can come home with us. It's probably just some sort of muck metal, zinkish of type maybe. Anyway, cool casting. We'll take it. Well, I stood up, filled the hole in, waved the coil over it. I reckon there's more of it there. So, we may as well have a look together. There's another little flower. And, oh, there we go. Just in there. Right, there it is. Look at that. We might have the whole piece now. The whole bottom of the candlestick. Anyway, we'll keep going. Actually, I should say that this is a good classic example to always make sure that your hole is properly cleaned out before it gets filled in. And there's something in that for all of us. I don't know whether we'll find much more out here. At least, trying to do the rip furrows with the 6-inch coil and that. I'm getting flip-floppy bits, but most of them are steel. But walking these areas, there's the old glass and bits of crockery, so you can, actually, it's probably a piece of blue willow. Yeah, there's all sorts of indicators like that, but to actually find something, and this is double ripped now because they put the old trees in first, ages or decades ago, and now they've harvested and re-ripped and everything like that. But it all looks pretty. And you've got the pineys that are going to get taken out one day soon again. And oh, we've got the moon up there, the last rays of the sun. That looks pretty beautiful. There's the ute, Rhath. We're heading towards it. But, yeah, so, you know, I tried it with the 10x5 coil out here. I found that the 6-inch was probably a little bit better for getting down inside the furrows and that. But yeah, we haven't found much more. But, you know, we've got a couple of tokens and gold weight and all sorts of bits and pieces, so it hasn't been a waste of time. Anyway, keep in mind, always good to fill in some of your day detecting. Remember to fill in all your holes when you're finished. We'll catch you next time.